afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another week of Nexus Grain Market Updates. It is Tuesday afternoon, 12:57 p.m. on the 10th of February, 2026. Let's get to the markets right before we're closed. I am at $3.99 to $4.03 on old crop corn across our terminals. That's down about a penny. New crop corn, same terminal markets. I'm right at about $4.18. That is steady to maybe up a half a cent. So corn itself, not a real big performer today after the WASDE report. We're going to get into that in a minute. Soybeans are up about 9 cents. I am at 10.39 to 10.44 for old crop soybeans across the terminal markets. Same bushels for new crop, 10.28 to 10.33. That's up about 8 pennies across the markets. When I really look at things, bushel of corn right now, it's up about 10 cents in the past 30 days for old crop corn. New crop corn is up 12 in the same period of time. Soybeans have performed very remarkable. I'm up 85 cents for a bushel of old crop soybeans in the past 30 days. I'm up 45 cents for new crop soybeans in the same period. Again, as I alluded to, look at the soybean charts. Just tell you where things stand right now. We're at about 2%, within 2% of our contract high of both old crop and new crop soybeans. So yeah, soybeans have been a real good performer. Let's go back to last week, our sales report, export sales report for the season. We have actually, when I compare the two numbers of our sales report, which is a midweek report, versus our shipments report or our inspections report, comes out just yesterday. There's a fairly interesting thing that I really wanted to bring out. Year-to-date export sales for corn, I'm showing around 2.3 billion bushels in sales, 1.3 billion in shipments. 50% of our sales are shipped. That puts us right at about 5% ahead of pace versus our WASDE estimate. Soybeans year-to-date, 1.26 billion sales are on the books right now, and 64% of that is shipped. Around 800 million of that is shipped. That puts us about 5% below pace for expectations to meet our WASDE numbers. Actual inspections are somewhat different, and in both cases, I think we may be somewhat backloading, and particularly soybeans, our export program. Corn is up about 11 cents. The export inspections report 51.5. I know you've all heard that number by now. That's ahead of pace by a considerable amount. We are certainly on track to hit the number that came out just today in the WASDE report of about 2.1 billion bushel carryout. That's going to set in right at about a 13% stocks to use ratio. Again, really didn't see any response in the corn market with these numbers. Those were fairly well expected. Again, this is a mid-season report. Usually these mid-season reports really aren't market movers. Soybeans, likewise, the number that came out today for a carryout, 350. That's the same number that everybody's been penciling in. Puts us around 8% stocks to use ratio. I'm going to show you a couple of slides that will further illustrate this. When you look at your weekly U.S. soybean export sales, you see two lines here. I've got a blue line and I have an orange line. Compares last year to this year. Certainly our export sales have lagged. You can see the orange line somewhat below the blue as we go forward, and then we've seen a spike. Again, we've seen some late season sales. Likewise, the export inspections, second slide, will follow that, and we will indeed, as the weeks progress, see the orange line overtake that. We're going to see some catch up right now. When I really look at the two, basically the two WASDE reports, it tells you a story in that we really the soybeans that we didn't plant last spring, we're going to catch up for some of that this year. That's a big part of what the market's doing right now, is buying some acres back. So that's really about all I have for the S&Ds right now. Call us with any questions. There's a lot of different ways of looking at this, but I like to present things from my own through my own lens, so to speak. One of the things I do want to bring to your attention is that we are having 2 grower meetings, Nexus Grower Summits, on the 25th and 26th of February. 25th is in Mason City at Nyack from 2 until 6 o'clock, and a nice dinner afterwards. And then our Grower Summit in Austin, Minnesota the next day on the 26th. That's a day meeting, 8 a.m. registration, and that'll be filled with lots of interesting presentations, lots of information to take in. We like to put on a quality program for everyone, and that's followed by a nice meal and a great presenter from StoneX. He will probably one of the better analysts that I know, Matt Campbell, who's certainly worth coming to hear from. That is really about what I have for you today. Fairly short presentation this morning for everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye now.